I don't believe that everyone is beautiful. To be honest, sometimes we look off. Sometimes some styles don't suit us, some features looks off on our faces. We feel something is wrong, disconnected, even ugly. And I don't think that's something we should brush under the carpet of self-love and self-acceptance. Because I believe that if something feels ugly, if something looks off, if your reflection doesn't look like you, it doesn't have to be self hate. Of course, sometimes it can be just linked to a self belief that you have and that doesn't allow you to perceive you as you are. But in that case, it will be a different feeling. It will be like, I feel I'm not enough. I feel I'm not as beautiful as other women. But if you feel like, I don't know I should accept myself, but you know what? This double chin doesn't feel like me. Or I know I should love myself, but this body doesn't feel like me. Can you perceive this different feeling that it is? And when this happens, I believe that this is just a signal from your body. This is a message. This is a guidance to where exactly you lost a bit of yourself. Because even though you want to glamorize it and romanticize it, you were not born with those pimples and double chin and 30 extra kilos. So maybe it's not something that you should define yourself with. This video is a reminder to not settle. No matter the external pressure to love yourself, do not settle for a self that is not you. And what to do instead? To glow up purposefully with intention. The face that you see in the mirror is not exactly you. The person in general that you see in the mirror is not exactly you. And not exactly can be 20% you, 5% you, 80% you, depending where you stand. And I cannot tell you exactly how it is not you, but I know that it is not you because of exhaustion, tiredness, identities, protection mechanisms, self beliefs, conditionings. You don't understand how much those things can actually impact and reflect on your general beauty, general body, and especially on your face. And you can end up with a version of you that feels completely off, but you start believing that this is you and that you need to accept and that you need to love that. And I know that's what you see. So you're like, that's me. That's what I see in the mirror every day. But you have to realize this is just a temporary expression of all that I said first, like a temporary expression of your emotion, your state, your self belief, your current level of tiredness, care, presence, awareness. Hear me out. There is nothing to reject. It's okay to be tired. It's okay to have limiting beliefs. It's okay to be human. It's okay to have flaws. But this is not some things to forcefully accept either and to identify with. You are not that plus size woman proud of her double chin. You are more than that. So please don't settle. Because if you do, you will miss the message of your system, your body, your soul. I want to share a personal story because I think it can really help you understand the depths of it. It's something I only realized recently, and I only realized because I got interested into this topic of beauty. And that's why I always tell you that it's such a deep and interesting topic, more than what we think and give credit to. When I was a kid, I was reading a lot. From 6 to 7 years old until adulthood, I was reading like every day, every night, during full weekends. I was reading for hours and hours. I was losing myself in 1000 different worlds and realities. I was literally losing track of time. I was forgetting to eat if my mom didn't call me to the table. The problem is, I was reading so much, and I was reading until very late at night, and I was pushing on my vision. I was even most of the time forgetting to put the light on, and I was pushing and pushing until I could see, until I couldn't see. I was pushing on my vision to read. And it's only at 17 that I realized that I have a vision problem, and I starting developing myopia. I was looking at the board at school, and the teacher was writing, and it was becoming blurry and blurrier. and I realized, oh, my view is decreasing, and I really directly linked it to my reading habit. I really understood it, and I kind of stopped, and I put the light on when I was reading, and I became more mindful of it. And I was also 17, and I finished my high school. I went to university, college, to study chemistry. I became a chemist engineer. Anyway, we don't care. And my habits, my lifestyle changed, my habits changed. So I didn't continue to that pattern, but still I became myopic, and I had to wear glasses. And I remember going to the eye doctor, and he was telling me you should really wear glasses all the time. If you don't, your view will decrease. So you should really put them all the time, which sounded very weird for me in that moment because I was not deeply myopic. I could see. It was just a little bit triggering for me to look at the board from far or these kind of things, but for the rest, I was totally seeing correctly. I also thought it's weird. I mean, why should I wear them all the time if I don't need them all the time? Something was just not clicking in my head, but I didn't say anything, and I was like, anyway, I will do what I want. And I always had this rebellious soul, so I was like, okay. And I went to try on sunglasses, and I realized I don't have a face for glasses. Like they feel off. My face feels off with glasses. I don't look good. It doesn't look good on me. And I ended up choosing a random pair of glasses, and I didn't wear them. I wore them sometimes at school, at university, and that's it. I mean, I didn't wear them at all, and I became used that my far was closer than other people's far, but still it was just not seeing from far, which is the case for everyone. You cannot see from far at some point, you know? So I was like, yeah, at some point it's too far and I cannot see, but unless I really need to, like in the cinema, maybe I was wearing my glasses when I was going to see a movie once in a while, at university during the big amphitheater classes, and that was it. The rest of the time I was totally okay, not seeing super far. So it was really not about vanity, but I really felt like the glasses feels off on my face. They don't look good. I tried different pair, different form, different shapes. Some of them were looking better than others, yes, but in general it felt like I have something on me. It doesn't belong to me. It's not me, and I could not wear them. I could not get used to them. I was feeling that they just look ugly. They look over present. They look like not me. It's a bit like if someone put a stickers on your face right here and tell you like from now on you will have to wear these stickers all the rest of your life. If you don't, you will gain weight or do this and that. And you're like, it doesn't make sense. Why, if I remove that sticker that doesn't belong to my face, something would happen? So it was exactly that feeling. And it's only recently that I was like, I could actually reverse my myopia. My myopia came because I was hyper focusing on the closeness of the reading a book. And even though when once I learned that it was damaging my vision and I stopped doing it, the thing is that first I realized that even now in my daily life, I rarely look from far. I look, everything that I need to look is close to me. When I record a video, I look at my phone. When I'm on my computer working or editing, I look at my computer. When I'm cooking, I look at what I'm cutting and cooking. When I'm walking, even outside, I'm generally looking around me, the flowers or what is on the way. If it's raining, I'm trying to be careful not to step in the water on the soil, and I'm just looking close at my close reality, and I stopped looking at the full reality for just a very close reality. So even though I was not reading so much or spending so much hours reading, I realized that I'm still looking at a very small circle of reality. So my brain keeps recording that, okay, we don't need to use energy for that muscles, we don't need to use energy for seeing so far because all we need, all we have is very close to us. When I have a coffee with a friend, I'm looking at my coffee, I'm looking at my friend right in front of me, and I'm not looking so far away. So the first thing is that even though I stop the behavior, my brain keeps recording that we don't need that muscle, we don't need that vision. It's not useful to us, to the system, so we will not use energy, we will not invest energy into that. And second, the most important is that all of that is just the surface reason. The fact that I was reading too much, the fact that I became myopic because of that, this is just surface reason. The real deeper reason is why. Why was I hyper focusing on reading so much? Why was I forgetting to put the light on when I was reading? Why I was spending full weekends reading, forgetting to eat for so many years? And it's because I was escaping. Why was I escaping? Because I didn't want to look at my own reality. A reality where I was mistreated, misunderstood, unsafe, powerless, insulted. I didn't want to live in that reality. I wanted to fly away with all the books that I could find about all the subjects that I could read about. I sent the message over and over to my body during those years that I don't want to see my reality. I don't need to see. It hurts me to see. Let me escape. And at some point, my body was like, you know what? Okay, let's blur this fucking out. When my channel will be monetized, you will know because I will stop swearing. Until then, let's enjoy ourselves. And so until now, I still had this program in my head, but also rooted on all of my cells that I don't want to see. I'm not interested to see my own reality from so far. And I kept living my life unconsciously, not really looking, organizing my reality and my life with only things that were close to me. I don't go hiking, for example. Why? I could like hiking, maybe, maybe not. I don't do anything that asks me to look that far. And I don't think it's a random thing as it seems to be. And it's only when I started being like, I actually want to see. I actually want to see my reality. I actually feel good in my reality. That I started thinking like I could reverse that myopia. This is not me. This is the result of a trauma. This is a trauma response. Glasses don't look ugly on me because I have something against women who wear glasses. They were not ugly on me because I lack the self love to accept myself with glasses. No, they were ugly because they are only a temporary expression of something that is not dealt with. They are a message, a signal from my system that this is not you, but if you want to go back to being fully you, you need to let go of that. I felt ugly with glasses, not because I was not confident enough in myself, but because my system was showing me exactly where I lost a part of myself and also where I could take it back. And of course, I can always accept. Of course, I can always invest and find the best glasses that I can find. And of course, they can even look not so bad. Even people can tell me, oh, I actually like those glasses on you. It might be true, but still, it will always look worse than my natural face. My natural face is what was intentional for me. Not because glasses are inherently ugly, but just for me. They don't enter the purpose of me. They were just the physical response of a trauma. And it doesn't always have to be a big trauma or a big story. It's just a downgrade from my initial version. And whether I accept it or not, it will be a downgrade from my initial version. And I'm sure it's the same for you for whatever you feel is looking off or ugly on you right now. Maybe having 20 more kilos is looking off for you. It doesn't mean that some other women cannot rock having 20 more kilos and being plus size models and enjoying it, and it's entering their purpose of life and energy. But maybe for you it's not the case, and you can feel it, because once again the feeling is not just like maybe I'm ugly, maybe I'm not enough. The feeling is like I don't recognize myself, this doesn't feel like me. And it doesn't mean that in the meantime you cannot wear them beautifully. It doesn't mean that in the meantime that I need to wear glasses, I cannot wear glasses beautifully as I can, as you can wear your 20 more kilos as beautifully as you can. Of course, you don't need to suffer from it. You don't need to reject it. You don't need to cry about it. It is just a temporary response. It is just a temporary expression of something that you need to deal with. And let's be so grateful for our system, the beauty of our system and body and mind and soul, and how it can express to you without any words, but so exactly, so precisely what is wrong and what you need to do about it. Honestly, these things are the things that make me believe in higher power, God. And when you start respecting the sacredness of the purpose and coloration that was embedded in you, in your initial version, and until you go back to that intentionally, you will not be able to glow up, as in really feel like your best version. And once again, don't be sad about it. You have 20 more kilos, you have a dry skin, you have a double chin, whatever. It's okay. They are just your current state. They are just the current expression. They are not who you are. And you don't need to love and accept them to be at peace. Just be honest with yourself. Does it feels right or wrong? Not for others, not for society, but for me. Does it feel like me? Or do I feel like a little bit of stranger to myself like this? So before you turn to surgery, aesthetics, botox even, and all of that, just do this. Make a list of all the things that doesn't feel like you. Start with the face. Currently I'm studying Mian Chang. I hope I pronounce it correctly. It's from Chinese medicine, and it's the study of expression of the face and what it really says about you and what's wrong and what's going on and what it reveals about you. It's really fascinating and I love it. And your face is one of the first who will express what's going on. It's dynamic, and from one day to another, you might see that your face is changing. So it can really reveal so much, and it can be a good starting point for you to study. So look at your face and decide what doesn't feel. I don't want you to just say, like, my face doesn't feel right. It's too easy. Look at it. What really doesn't feel right? What really doesn't feel like you? And because your brain will always consider the trends and your culture and the current circumstances of the fashion and beauty and standards in general, ask yourself this: if this was trendy, would I want to keep it or would it still feel off? If double chins were trendy, if double chins were the new sexy, would you want to keep yours or would you still feel like on you this still looks off? I'll give you examples on me. For a long time, I didn't like this about me. You can see a little bit my bone color here. Okay, when I was a kid, I was really complexed by that. I was never so skinny, so there was no point for me to have this because it looked like I was too skinny and I was not. But if I asked myself in that moment, because nowadays I'm seeing that this is trend, and actually I like it about me. I think it's really cool. It gives me like a podium look. Okay, so in that moment I could ask myself, if this is becoming trendy in 1 year, do I want to keep it or do I want God to remove it from me? In that moment, I could think, maybe I cannot appreciate them, but if it becomes trendy, maybe if it's really not you, if something is really not you, you will feel it. That even if it's trendy, even if it's become trendy, even if people like it about me, even if guys choose me for it, I don't want it because it doesn't feel like me, you know? And at some point I had a double chin, and oh god, even if in 5 years double chins become the new sexy, even if guys love the double chin, even if my husband is showing me other girls on the street and saying, look, her double chin looking so fancy and nice, I still don't want mine. It doesn't look good on me. It looks off. It looks like I'm swallowing, and it looks like I've been eating too much sugar, and it looks off. It doesn't look like me. It looks like something extra, and it looks like my body is trying to communicate that something is wrong. So try to really be honest with yourself and see the difference. My hair, I used to hate them because they were not the norm. But if someone told me, like, imagine your hair as 100% like their best shape and they are becoming so cool. They are becoming so cool. Do you still want to remove them? Are you sure? I would be like, I don't know. Maybe I want to see what it's gonna look like. Maybe I want to see. So nothing about this is about rejecting yourself. It's just about refusing to settle for a self that is not you, and spent years pushing, trying to love, trying to accept a version that is not even you, and features and things about yourself that are just signal from your body, from your soul, from your system to a message to show you something, not for you to accept, for you to read and understand and change something. Then once you have your list of things that feels off about you, that doesn't feel like you, try to understand for each one of them the reason, the surface reason first. Like, maybe I have a double chin because I eat too much sugar. Maybe I have grayish skin because I don't sleep enough. Maybe my hair are dry because I don't eat enough vegetables or I don't drink enough water. Whatever. Try to find just the surface reason. This helps you not defining yourself through it. Understanding that this is just a temporary expression of something that I can deal with, you know? It's not something to accept. It's not something to reject either, because it's good. I'm grateful to have that message from my body, so I'm not rejecting it. I'm happy, I'm grateful for it, but still it's not me. I don't have to accept it. I don't have to especially love it. And now after that, try to look for the deeper reason. So if you have grayish skin because you know that you don't drink enough water, why don't you drink water? What's happening? Just why? And because I don't want to drink. Okay, why you don't want to drink water, which is like good for your body and important for you? And continue to ask yourself some questions. Dive into yourself like you really want to understand, discuss with your body. Your body is just waiting for you to understand all of this. Your system, your soul, they want you to read the signs, they want you to understand. And once you make that path to trying to understand, trying to ask yourself some questions, trying to get interested in you, it's already starting to move and change, even though you don't have all the answers, because your body is excited that, oh, she's understanding me, she's trying to understand me. It's good. I don't need to yell anymore to create a pimple and blemish and double chin even more for her to see. She has understood that there is a problem and she will work on it with me. And if you end up discovering a belief that you have, and which is the reason why you don't do this and that, or you act like this and that, and it reflects on your skin, you have then a clear path to go. You have a clear path to shine and glow up and remove that limits for you. So why is it completely ridiculous that you are not enough? Why is it completely ridiculous that you will never be as beautiful as other women? Why is it completely ridiculous? Then when you change the pattern, you change the behavior, and when you change the behavior, you change the expression of it on your face and general appearance. Understand, babe, that the solution is not always aesthetic just because the problem, even though you see it appearing as an aesthetic, as an appearance problem, appearance thing, the problem, the initial problem is deeper, is not aesthetic. The problem is in your embodiment, in your awareness, in your beliefs, in your conditionings, in who you think you are. That's what you think you see. But this is just the expression of the problem, not the problem itself. So don't settle for a self that is not you yet. Babe, you got this. See you in the next one.